Ghana defaults ECOWAS treaty. Reps reject 6.1 billion naira for SIM card registration. Jonathan sends 236 billion naira NDDC budget to National Assembly. Hello, this is House Report on Internet Television International ITI. From our Abuja studios in Nigeria, I am Rachel Bowa. Members of the House of Representatives on Tuesday raised questions as to when the clauses proposed for amendment in the Constitution could be deemed amended. The controversial matter in the amendment came to fore at Tuesday's plenary when the Chairman, House Committee on Public Petitions, Honorable C.I.D. Maduabun, raised a point of order on privilege.
For the consideration of this shall not be passed in either House of Assembly unless the proposal is supported by the votes of no less than 2/3 majority of all members of that House, and it is conjunctive approved by the resolution of the Houses of Assembly of no less than 2/3 of the states, and it is conjunctive. When you finish this and this, you now come to pass it. You will now come to now pass it. You shall not be passed until you do this and that.
Minority Whip of the House, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, was of the view that the issue was just a matter of ambiguity, while former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Patricia Ite, asked members to wait for the House to hear from the upper legislative chambers.
The operative word from the provisions of the section that he has read is unless. The question now remains, is this unless conjunctive or is it disjunctive? It's the question of which comes first, the chicken or the egg. And I believe when you have a situation like this, there is clear ambiguity in the law. When you have an ambiguity in the law, what you do is you evaluate at the intention behind that law. Can it rightly be said that the people who framed the Constitution intended for this House to go through the exercise and the labor that they went through for so long, now pass the bill to the states, and now ask the states to bring it back for us to go through that same process all over again? That cannot be the intention of the framers of the Constitution. So it is important, and if that be the case, it is now for the court, if at all, to interpret and decide. There is an ambiguity here, and I think the clear intention of the framers of the Constitution is that for both sides to exercise their constitutional rights and the bill is passed as law. It's as simple as that.
I believe that it is only pertinent for the leadership of the House to let us know the outcome of the decision that we can now ratify and just move on.
Well, no matter what it is, we have our own consultants. We will bring our decision to the floor. It is left to the House to decide whether what we have done is right or wrong.
Earlier, Deputy Speaker who presided over the session had read a letter from the President on the submission of the 2010 budget proposal for the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. The budget of 236 billion 587 million 390,000 naira, which represents an increase of 84.3% over last year's budget, did not go down well with some lawmakers. Chairman House Committee on Air Force, Honorable John Alim Zagoda, said the lateness of the budget is totally inappropriate.
So where are we going to use this cost? Because we are serious. Mr. Speaker, I think this House to direct that the Niger Delta budget to accompany the national budget early on for good implementation. I am surprised that commission cannot utilize this budget meant for 2010 and we are in July. It is uncalled for.
On Wednesday, the House called on the federal government to, without further delay, prevail on the Ghanaian government to stop collecting levies from Nigerian film producers working in Ghana. This call came as the Ghanaian government recently placed a levy of $5,000 on any Nigerian film producer working in Ghana. The motion was raised by Honorable Olajumoke Okoya-Thomas, who said it goes against the ECOWAS Treaty.
Still under the ECOWAS Treaty, Mr. Speaker, Chapter 7, Cooperation in Transportation, Communication and Tourism, Article 34, which says, for the purpose of ensuring harmonious and viable development of tourism with the country, member states then undertake to strengthen regional cooperation in tourism, particularly through Subsection 5, promote the joint promotion of tourism products portraying the natural and social-cultural values of the region, of which, Mr. Speaker, movie is one. That was why I had to ask the second prayer, that in furtherance of the importance of the movie industry, that the Ministry of Culture and Tourism that should now handle everything under tourism, and that should now handle everything rather than leave this job to the Ministry of Information. I believe with the Ministry of Tourism, they will have more time to protect everything under this particular industry.
Honorable C.I.D. Maduabum advocated the principle of reciprocity, while Honorable Emmanuel Jime was of the view that Nigeria does not even need Ghana for movie production.
The motion is that Nigeria should adopt the principle of reciprocity, and if the tax our citizens there, we should also tax their citizens here, and then any film coming into the country from Ghana, we should impose a major tax on it. We have a duty to protect our citizens, we have a duty to protect our industries.
I think, Mr. Speaker, the issue that really bothers me, why are the Nigerians and the film industry in Nigeria even going to Ghana in the first place to shoot films there? Is there anything that Ghana has, really, that Nigeria doesn't have? And if that is the case, if that is the case, then I think we should worry about how is it that the infrastructure in Nigeria is not strong enough to support the Nigerian film industry to the extent that Nigeria today will even need to go as far as Ghana, a small country, for God's sake, so that we can now go and start asking Ghana to provide, the environment that allows for our film industry to